very good morning to all of you students. We have started unit number 7, that is packing. Jerome K. Jerome has written this unit, and it is, as I told you, that a very funny or comedy unit. Some of the paragraphs we have completed, and this unit is about the packing. Author and his friends were going somewhere, and for that they wanted to pack the things. Now the problem was, author wanted to boss the situation, means he wanted to pack all the things and he wanted that credit of packing on him. His friends were relaxing and not helping at all, and that made a narrator irritated. Up to this we have discussed. Now let's start this unit again. Please you keep a textbook with you, student. Page number 83, paragraph number 3. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. He would loll on the sofa and watch me doing things by the hour together. So narrator was telling that he was living with a man who never helped him and who just laid loll on the sofa, means who just relaxed on the sofa. He said it did him real good to look on at me messing about. Now I am not like that. I can't sit still and see other men slaving and working. On the one hand, narrator wanted to boss the situation, and on the other hand, he wanted his friends to help him. So these feelings, this dual feeling made him irritable. I want to get up and superintendent and walk around with my hands in my pockets and tell him what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. Now he just wanted to, what he wanted to do, he just wanted to get up. He just wanted to put his hands on his pocket and ordered all the things. That way he wanted to do. Paragraph number 4. However, I did not say anything but started the packing. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be, but I got the bag finished at last, and I sat on it and strapped it. Finally, narrator found that no one was going to help him, so he finally started packing those bags. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going. Narrator had idea that this process of packing bags would last long, but it took much time than expected one. But I got the bag finished at last. At last, finally, he just packed the bag. I sat on it and strapped it. And finally, after completing that bag, narrator sat on that bag. Aren't you going to put the boost in? Said Harris. So now the turning point starts from here. When narrator just closed the bag, when everything was packed, at that time Harris asked that if narrator had put the boots in the bag or not. And I looked around and found I had forgotten them. And narrator just forgotten to pack the boots in the bag. That's just like Harris. He couldn't have said a word until I got the bag shut and strapped. Of course, and George laughed, one of those irritating. And here narrator is telling that, and that's just like Harris. Means Harris always does these things. When everything was finished, when everything was packed, at that time Harris said something about which was not packed. So here that thing was boot. And George laughed. There were three friends, Jerome, Harris and George. So Jerome was packing the bags, Harris remembered boots, and this George was laughing. And that laugh of George was irritating, senseless laugh of his. So that laugh was irritating and senseless for narrator. One of those, they do make me so wild. They do make me so wild means that laugh made narrator so angry. Let me write this. Paragraph number 5. I opened the bag and packed the boots in, and then just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. So finally it was found that boots were not packed. So narrator opened the bag again, he set the boots in, and when he was closing the bag, when he was about to close the bag, at that time horrible idea occurred in his mind. What was that? Let's see. Had I packed my toothbrush? So narrator had this horrible idea that whether he had packed his toothbrush or not. I don't know how it is, but I never do know whether I have packed my toothbrush. Suddenly this horrible idea came to his mind, and he was thinking that whether he was packed his toothbrush or not, and he was not sure about that. My toothbrush is a thing that haunts me when I am traveling and makes my life a misery. Haunts means here to repeatedly give trouble. Second one. So toothbrush was the thing which haunted narrator a lot, which gave terrible trouble to narrator, and which made his life misery. Misery means unpleasant, we can say. I dream that I haven't packed it and wake up in a cold perspiration and get out of bed and hunt for it. So he was thinking that he hadn't packed the toothbrush. So perspiration was there, means sweat is coming from his body, means his body was full of sweat, and he just ran for hunting that toothbrush. And in the morning I packed it before I have used it and have to unpack again to get it, and it is always the last thing I turn out of the bag. See, in the morning he needed that toothbrush, so then even he packed that toothbrush. After that in the morning he needed that, so in the morning he just used that toothbrush, means he unpacked the bag and again he packed the bag. So this pack unpack process was going on. And I have used it and have to unpack again to get it, and it is always the last thing I turn out of the bag, and then I repack and forget it. So in the cycle of this pack and repack and unpack, he forget to pack the toothbrush and have to rush upstairs for it at the last moment and carry it to railway station wrapped up in my pocket handkerchief. And this is the daily scenario. In the cycle of this pack and repack, he always forget his toothbrush, and after that at the 11th moment, at the last moment, he had to rush to upstairs. He had to take his toothbrush in hanky. Every mortal thing, a pocket handkerchief. Paragraph number 6. Of course, I had to turn every mortal things out now, and of course, I could not find it. Every mortal thing means every ordinary things. I could not find it. I rummaged the things up into much the same state that they must have been before the world was created and when chaos reigned. Rummage means searched in a hurried or careless way. Searched in a hurried way, in a hurried or careless way. So narrator is telling here that I rummaged means he searched those things a very careless way into the same state that they must have been before the world was created and when chaos reigned. Means those things must have been created before the world. Means that thing was so much important for him that he just searched wildly those things. Of course, I found George and Harry's 18 times over, but I couldn't find my own. Means George and Harry's toothbrush he had found 18 times, but he couldn't find his toothbrush. But I couldn't find my own. I put the things back one by one and held everything up and shook it. Then I found it inside a boot. I repacked once again. So this is the poor thing happened with narrator. Means he just unpack all the things. He just bring out all the things from the bag. Then even he didn't find his toothbrush. After that, lastly he found his toothbrush into the boot. After that, he just set all the things again. So here we have our poor narrator. Please you note down this. After that, we'll go for paragraph number 7. Now let's see after toothbrush which thing he forgot to pack. Paragraph number 7. When I had finished, George asked if the soap was in. See, again there was this thing. Means after toothbrush, George asked whether that soap was packed or not. I said I didn't care a hang whether the soap was in or whether it wasn't. Narrator was so irritated and narrator was so angry. So he thought that he didn't care if that the soap was there or not. And I slammed the bag, shut the strap to it, and found that I had packed my spectacles in it. Oh, what happened? See, that first he forgot toothbrush. Secondly, when George told him, check whether the soap was there or not. So he just say, he didn't care if soap was there or not. So he just slammed the bag, he packed it, he strapped it. After that, he found that his spectacles were there in the bag and found that I had packed my spectacles in it. By mistake, he packed his spectacle in that bag and he had to reopen it. There was no any other option and he had to reopen that bag. That was the third time narrator was reopening the bag. It got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. and then there remained the hampers to do. He reopened the bag, he found the spectacles, he again packed the bag. Finally at 10:05 he just finished his packing and then there remained the hampers to do. And one thing is still remained and that is hamper. Hamper means large basket for carrying food. So there was a hamper and which was needed to be packed. Harry said that we should be wanting to start in less than 12 hours time and thought that he and George had better do the rest. And I agreed and sat down and they had a go. Means Harris just told that Harris and George, they both told that they were better packer than Jerome. So Jerome gave this thing to him, means this hamper was still needed to be packed. So Jerome gave this hamper to Harris and George and they both now going to start this packing. They began in a light-hearted spirit, evidently intending to show me how to do it. I made no comment. Now what happened? They both were just going to start this hamper packing and they were doing very lightly and slowly. By doing that, they wanted to show Jerome how to pack the things. But Jerome didn't make any kind of comment. I only waited. With the exception of George, Harris is the worst packer in this world. And Jerome narrator told that George was okay in packing, but Harris was the worst packer in the world. I looked at the piles of plates and cups and kettles and bottles and jars and pies and stoves. So these whole things they had to pack. So narrator was looking toward these things and cakes and tomatoes and etc. and felt that the thing would soon become exciting. And narrator knew that Harris was the worst packer in the world. And after that, narrator has seen these whole things, and he got the idea that something exciting is going to be happen. It did, and finally it happened. They started with breaking a cup. So when they started packing those hampers, see, hamper means that basket, and in that basket we have to put all the things, but those things have to be put very carefully. So as soon as George and Harris started packing, first of all they broke the cup. That was the first thing they did. They did that just to show you what they could do and to get you interested. Then Harris packed the strawberry jam on the top of tomato and squashed it. Now second thing the Harris has done is Harris packed the strawberry jam on the top of tomato. So he put strawberry jam on the tomato and squashed it, and tomatoes were squashed. Squashed means crushed. And they had to pick out the tomato with teaspoon. So now you can imagine that all the tomatoes were squashed or crushed in the basket, and they had to put out all the tomatoes with the help of spoon. Paragraph number 9. And then it was George's turn. This tomato episode was done by Harris, now George. And he trod on the butter. Trod on means stepped on. Finally, George's turn came and he just tapped on the butter. I didn't say anything, but I came over and sat on the edge of the table and watched them. And narrator was not telling a single word to them, and he was just observing these whole things. Page number 86. It irritated them more than anything I could have said. And that expression, Narrator was just observing all the things, and that expression made them irritated. I felt that it made them nervous and excited, and they stepped on things and put things behind them and then couldn't find them when they wanted them. So they just set aside all the things with the help of their leg, and they couldn't find any single things when they needed. And they packed the piles at the bottom and put heavy things on the top and smashed the pies in. Pies means that piece of cake. So those piece of cake they just put at the bottom in the basket, and after that they put all the heavy things on that. So obviously those heavy things would smash the pies in. Smash means destroy. Paragraph number 10. They upset salt over everything. Now finally this thing happened. Salt they upset over everything as for the butter. I never saw two men do more with one hand 2 pans worth of butter in my whole life than they did. And they just upset or set all the salt over everything because they wanted to find butter. And butter was there under their leg. After George had got it off his slipper, they tried to put it in the kettle. So finally this thing happened. George put his slipper into the kettle. It wouldn't go in. Of course it wouldn't go in, and what was in wouldn't come out. And if that slippers would go into the kettle, then what will happen if that wouldn't come out? They did scrape it, and they had to scrape it. Scrape it means drag out. At last, and put it down on a chair, and Harry sat on it. Finally, those slippers were dragged out from the kettle, and they put those slippers on the chair, and Harry sat on the slipper, and it stuck to him, and that slippers were fixed to him. Stuck to him means fixed to him. And they went looking for it all over the room. Now what happened? Those slippers were under Harry's. Means the slippers were stuck to Harry's backside, and they were just looking for that slippers all over the rooms. As I told you, this is very funny unit. Please you note down this. After that we'll go further. Please note down. Okay students, we should stop here, and the remaining comedy story or funny story will be discussed in next video. It's time to give you homework. Your homework is you have to write the new words of this unit. We will meet again in next video, and in next video we will have much fun, more fun than this. Please take care. Bye.